tons of emotions throughout my phases. Remember getting married at 21, having kids, wewe mwenyewe bado ni mtoto, unaleta watoto wengine, you know, and then getting divorced, you're still in school. You know, and then getting divorced, you're still in school. I got divorced, I was still in KMTC. I haven't finalized, I was in my final year, the crucial year of my life. It was so tough. Unengivi final qualifying exams, you're not even sure if that electronics will hit the target. And alhamdulillah for the support that I got from my department. They were very supportive, and I was not scared to talk about my situation at that time. Nilikuwa nawaambia, this is what I go through right now, this is what I'm going through. So they was very supportive. And my mom, our mothers, my mom was the one who used to take care of the kids while I was in school. I used to sleep in the hostels kama watu wengine, but definitely now you're a mother. Kuna hiyo transition, you see? So the social support is really important from the friends you have. Because honestly, I can't trace my friends. Because back in Kilifi, I had already made friends. Now transitioning from Kilifi, remember our head of department, Mr. Musota, may God grant him all the goodness, because he's the guy who realized I was having a challenge. Mimi mwenyewe, I was an introvert. But he came into the classroom and he said, Tauhida, you are a girl, stand up. Nikasimama, because I was in my own world. And he told me, you don't look well. Nowadays, you don't participate in class, you do not submit your projects on time. What is the challenge? Can you see me in my office today? Then I went. And it wasn't really easy for me to open up to a man. You know, this is a personal problem. But he said, don't look at me like your teacher right now, look at me like your father. And I talked. I told him this is what is happening. Even during break times, I have a nanny who brings my kid here so that I can breastfeed. But it's not easy for me. I'm not at peace, you know. So he told me, I'm transferring you to Nairobi campus. I got a transfer to Nairobi. So the transitions, the friendship, you find yourself in the middle of chaos and loneliness. You see? But through the support that you get from your parents, my old friends, when I came back to Nairobi, my old friends hugged me and they were there for me. And as I was undergoing my divorce session, they used to buy Pampers for my kids. So unaona pata ile, you relax because you know you have a support system back at home. So you give it your all when you're in school. But if you don't have the support system from friends or family, you won't make it all alone. Also the partner that you choose. And that's why when I came to sit down and look for a partner now that I've matured, I was very specific. I remember vividly on our first meeting, I told him, listen, I have my characteristics written. This and this and this and this and this. I'm looking forward to have a father, not a man, in my house. Or I took some time, 6 months, 8 months, to just check on him and see how he behaves. I tested his patience to the core, so that I can understand how does he behave when he gets mad, you know. The men can really be good during the first phase, right? But when they get mad, you will see the lion in him. So I used to push him and make him so mad sometimes because he has already communicated, I don't like this, I push him and I do what he doesn't like. And alhamdulillah, I can say God has been faithful and I got remarried again. So now, yeah, thank you. The social life is really important. The social support, especially us women who are in healthcare, we deal with crucial situations. Sometimes you get a client, for my case, I get a client who has used Mikorogo, the chemicals hizi zenye unachanganya in cosmetics. You know that's what is trending here. Everyone wants to look white. I don't know why. You want to look white. Who told you white is beautiful? So unaenda unachoma ngozi, you come to my clinic, your skin is literally damaged. You're transparent. Hata ukipasuka I can't even stitch you. You see? So you come there, that's a traumatizing scene to see because someone is bleeding, someone has a wound, but you cannot help. Some come to us, they've undergone some accidents in their lives, amekuwa na kidonda for years because ngozi haiwezi kushoneka. Now, imagine a person who's a gynecologist who has to deal with, you know, I don't want to mention it here. Imagine a person who deals with psychiatrists, watu wenye wako na shida ya akili. You come home, you're exhausted, And then you have a partner there telling you, you have to cook for me this 5-star course meal, my friend. So you need a partner who's very supportive. You know, you need a partner who you will work together, and a partner who will grow together. And all this, if you've not yet married, take notes. Because some of us, we didn't get the chance. We were just ambushed into marriage and tukajipata tuko kwa situations zingine. So you need to look for a partner who will support you. You need to create valuable relationships. If your friend is not adding value to your life, there is no harm in you saying, you know what, yeah, I know we are friends, but now our friendship is not adding any value. If we meet, we don't do anything constructive, I don't think I'm going to spend any more time on meeting with you. You know? Yeah, so it's very, very important to stand tall on the relationships that you choose or the people that you choose in your circle. Those are the people that will either make you or break you. Yeah, that's what I can say.
So can I just say one more thing? She's inspired me to say something that I say to some of my parents, patients, because some of them will come and they give you a whole scenario of this toxic relationship, and then they'll ask you, should I leave him? And you know, for us professionally, we can't really tell you what to do. Yeah, we'll just nudge you in the right direction. So one question I always ask my women is, would you want your daughter to date this man? And it's always a moment of realization for them. So anyone in the room, if you're asking yourself or asking God, God send me a sign, then God sends you a sign, you're like, no, I want another sign to confirm. That's the only sign you need. If you can't, if you wouldn't want your daughter to marry that man, why would you marry him? Why would you date him? So let's start thinking about such things. So these things are also generational. Yeah.
We have unpacked there's so many layers to this conversation that we need to unpack. Unfortunately, time will not allow us, but I would really love to hear more about this. Your podcast probably you could continue the conversation, and we could hear there's a lot of online conversations surrounding women in healthcare. I can see Dr. Hope, she has an amazing platform on Instagram, and we've heard that we need to surround ourselves with a community. This is a community. Walking out is Dr. Kate Maundu. She's trying to establish Women in Dentistry Forum, so it's a good thing. We are following in your ways. So we are going to have one last question because of time, but I'm hoping Dr. Vundi will continue this conversation and we can deal with the different layers. So we want to talk about feeling balanced, and I'd like our panelists to tell us situations where they've felt balanced, what you do to make sure you feel grounded and balanced in the middle of all this.
So balance, I really resonated. I will now stop complaining because motherhood, I can't imagine motherhood in my 20s. So that's amazing. So when I started feeling balanced was when I came out of the postpartum period. And for any mom who is in the building, you know how after you've had a child, there is a sense of you're almost attached to that newborn, literally. Especially if you're breastfeeding, they literally are on you 24/7. So after I came out from that experience, and then I was in this, as I mentioned, very busy job. I had no time for myself. So then I quit the job, and now I had all this time, and my baby was old enough to now he's playing, he's leaving, and leaving the house. But then, so I had all this time, but then I sat with myself and I couldn't recognize myself. My life there was no balance at all. My friendships had taken a hit. Even my content, maybe the ones who really follow me know that I didn't even used to create as much. I was so out of balance. I was like, my hair was falling out. So for me, it's a very tough period to think about. But maybe let me share about how I started getting my balance back. Again, therapy. Again, it took me reaching out to a lot of people, reaching out to friends to try and mend. Because sometimes friends feel like you had a baby and you forgot about us. So it's me now to do the work, to say, hey, how are you? Can we meet? Yeah, because it's you who needs to be the bridge. It also took the people around me, especially my husband, to tell me that you're losing yourself. Because he would plan even a date night, and then on the day of the date, I'm like, I can't go, I don't want to go. Why? I don't have anything to wear. Then he's like, there's a closet full of clothes. I don't feel beautiful in anything, right? So it took conversations with him to be like, you're losing yourself, you have to try, you have to get out of the house, you have to go meet your friends. Sometimes he would even set up those dates with my friends, like, go meet your friends, like, get out of the house. Then slowly, I started now dressing like, okay, I'm feeling good, now I'm doing makeup. And then I just started doing things with other people who are going through the same thing as me. Other moms, we started meeting up, and then I'm seeing, oh, this mom, she's now doing this. Like, people are, when you're around women who are leveling up, you're challenged. So you're like, oh, okay, I can't sit around the house the whole day. This one is doing ABCD, this one has a business. So that's how I got out. But am I balanced 100%? I don't think so. There are days my career is stealing more. There are days motherhood is taking more from me. But I've kind of found a way to integrate. And I say, okay, this week is a busy work week. I'll make it up to my friends the next week, you know. So it's about, I guess, integration.
For me, balancing, I can say I have really invested in good relationships so that I can make my work easier. Yeah, so I've invested in having a good relationship with my mom. I've invested in having a good relationship with my nanny. I've been having my nanny from the time I gave my first child, and she's turning 7 this year. So I have invested in relationships so that I can have, an easy time tackling my other stuff. Also, blocking in calendar, putting in things in the calendar. Another thing that helps me balance is having a meal plan for the whole week. Sometimes I plan for the whole month. So I already know Monday I'm having matoke with nyama choma and spinach. So I already, and it's very easy for me even to train my assistant, my house manager. So I train her, I tell her this is how I cook my things, these are my pastries, these are my, my concoctions when you're mixing biscuit like this. So it's very easy for me to balance at the long run because I already have that everything planned, from the food to my clothes. I may look like a boring person, but I spend my Sundays planning for what I'll wear the rest of the week. Myself, my husband, and my kids, so that I don't waste time coming from work. I'm coming now to look, what will my husband wear tomorrow? Where is the socks for this? And you see, so I plan prior. So I think that helps you in balancing generally so that you don't feel worn out. But there are days like the ones you said when you're on your periods and you're feeling low, you become overwhelmed, definitely. But now this is where now your partner plays a role. And that's why I was saying you need to look for a partner who supports and helps you in whatever that you're doing. So the days that you are low, your husband already knows that because you already planned and you already have a system, he already knows that this is how our house works on. So inakuwa rahisi. Yeah, like the guy who was talking about finance autonomy, it's the same even with business. If you are the one who's running your business, meaning if you're not there, your business will not go on. So you need to have systems and you need to have a structure of how your business wants to run. It doesn't mean today you've come for this function, you've closed your shop or you've closed your clinic because you're not there. So it's really important, and all these things, they work generally life around, from your career to your home to your relationships. You need to have that rotation of balancing things. I think those are the things that help me in balancing, and yeah, thank you.
Thank you so much. We've had an amazing conversation. We wish we would continue. There's still so much to talk about, but unfortunately we're out of time, and we are curating the future of healthcare as women, and we have to always remember that we have to stick together as women for us to be able to go on this journey together. I know there's a lot of conversations about, women are their own enemies, and I've heard Adele say before that we carry within us a lot of truths that were fed to us by the patriarchy. So a lot of the truths we think we carry within us are not our own doing. So we have to always remember that. We have to hold each other's hand. There's Dr. Wanza Sarah here, and I like her because we used to work together in the same practice, and then she left to start her own practice, Versatile Dental. And when I was starting my practice in January, she gave me the entire template. This is the supplier you need to order from. This is how to apply for the licenses, this is what you need to do. She sat in the interviews for the staff. And you see something like that. My practice does not affect her practice, but because she set up her own practice, I now have my own practice. And that is what I visualize for us as women in healthcare. Let's open doors for each other. Once you get into that room, ensure you are holding space for other women. Thank you so much.